ladies and gentlemen. This is First Round Stoppage podcast brought to you by Daily Strike Media Group. My name is Mat Astacio. I'm your host today, and I'm here with Mauricio Perez from Midwest Training Center in Schaumburg, Illinois. He's going to be fighting Michael Modjeski March 23rd at Fight Night Fury. We're really excited to have him on the show today. We're really excited to interview him about his past, about his training regimen, about his background, all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mauricio, give a little bit of background about what he's doing as far as martial arts goes, and then what he's doing to prepare for this fight. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm really excited about this. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Man,
First of all, I
appreciate
you taking the time out of your day to come out here, meet at the gym. It's a little bit sketchy, you know, when you're in the fight world and someone's like, hey, come meet me at my gym, bro.
Right. Is he going to fight or something?
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate you coming out and actually doing this with us and everything. We're really excited to see you fight and everything. March 23rd. This is going to be your second fight, official second fight.
Yep.
Now let's talk about that first fight a little bit, man. What happened there? I know you're 0-1 now. 18 years old, right?
18 years old, yep.
You're fresh to this game. You've only been training for about a year.
About a year in March.
So you lost that last fight in November. Who was your opponent? Do you remember his name?
Scott something. I don't know his name, but yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good fight.
I watched it myself. It looked like a really good fight. You lost by decision, right?
By decision, yeah.
Yeah. 100%. So what happened, man? What went wrong there? What do you think?
Honestly, I just feel like my gas tank. That was the only problem, man. You know, like I feel like the skills were there, the mentality was there. Just the gas tank was, you know, at the end of the second round, I was kind of gassed, you know, pushing through the third. Yeah. But we got through it, you know. I feel like I could have done a lot better. I mean, 6 years of training, and I had my first fight. I feel like that was like a big jump, you know what I mean?
6 months.
6 months.
Okay, yeah. So you were only training 6 months, and you took this fight.
And I took this fight.
Why? What were you thinking, man?
I believed in myself, you know, and my coaches did too. They saw that I was putting in the work every single day, you know, Monday through Friday, going there every single day. 2 to 3 hours a day, you know, and right after work, let's put it that way, you know, like right after work, after like 9-hour shifts. But
now like, these shifts are no joke. Like, what do you do for a living?
So I work at a warehouse, you know, I work with like air freight with the airport and everything.
Yep.
So it's all physical work, you know. We break down freight, offload trucks and everything.
Got to get your hands dirty, basically.
Yeah, basically, you know, I come out filthy, sweating sometimes, you know, from all the dust. And yeah, it's a good job, though. It makes good money. But
yeah, it keeps you healthy, too, if you really think about it. Like, it's almost like you're training all day anyways. Like, just lifting boxes and lifting stuff all around. And I used to actually work in a warehouse myself, and that was crazy labor, man. It was intense.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah, those containers, they get like 100 degrees, 110 degrees in those things.
Oh, yeah, even hotter, man.
Yeah, so 100%. You got to be careful. You got to make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're eating.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might croak right inside one of those things.
Man, I would go through like a gallon of water in like just the whole 9 hours, man, because the whole time it's just stacking boxes, you know.
Yeah, of
and
course.
There's no AC in the warehouse.
Yep.
So the whole time you're sweating, the whole time you're getting kind of frustrated. You can't find the peas. Yeah. You get frustrated, you know. It's a good job, but
now how does that help you in fighting, though? I mean, there's got to be some relation, because just what you're telling me right there, I feel like it relates to fighting. It relates to training. Like, even though it's hot, even though it's, you know, the AC's not running, you're sweating your ass off, you still got to do it. You still got to get through the day. You still got to muscle through it. Can you relate that to fighting?
I mean, I feel like it kind of helps you with your mentality. Just like you can't just quit your job, because, I mean, you know, that's the way you make money. And if you can't make money, you can't live.
Absolutely.
So it just helps you build a mentality of like, all right, you know, I can't quit. I got to keep this coming. Got to keep going and going and going. And then, you know, it's helped me definitely a lot, but we'll see.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's work. And it's nice that you get to put it together with like training, like I said, kind of use those little character builders and stuff like that to apply that to getting in the ring and whatnot,
100%.
and training and stuff like that.
100%.
But anyways, back to your background. You've only been fighting for a year or training for a year. So Muay Thai is very new to you. Now, we talked a little bit before this. Tell me a little bit more about your martial arts background in general. You started with wrestling, correct?
So I started with wrestling in high school, my sophomore year.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't really into it like that. I didn't have like the same passion I have for fighting right now.
Okay.
And I feel like a big part of that was the coaching. You know what I mean? I don't want to blame everything on the coaches, because, you know, it's my responsibility to like do my own thing too.
Absolutely.
But I feel like coaches have like a big impact in your life. You know, I feel like the way coaches coach you should impact the way you perform. You know what I mean? And most of the times, you know, my coaches kind of like put me down here and there. Had little favorites, and you could tell, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've been there for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So I did wrestling for 2 years. I did it my sophomore year, my whole season, and then I did a season my junior year actually I didn't do a season junior year because I broke my hand.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can't do anything then, man. Hand fighting, grabbing wrist control, that's game over.
It was kind of a stupid reason too, you know. I kind of just punched something.
Oh, jeez. You got mad?
Yeah, I got mad. It was in practice too.
Really?
Yeah, it was in practice. It was it was preseason, or like what do you call it?
Postseason or off season?
Off season, like the preseason going to the regular
camp.
season.
Yeah.
So it just out of anger, I don't remember what happened, and just.
Now let's elaborate on that coaching. Like, elaborate on that. What went wrong in high school? Like, what went wrong with that coaching staff? Can you describe a little bit, like, the way they mistreated you, or how you felt they were mistreating, or maybe not coaching you to the best of their abilities? Like, is that part of the frustration too? Is that why you ended up breaking your hand?
Yeah, I mean, that's different. That's just the reason why I did that was just frustrated, because, you know, like, you get frustrated when you can't do something the right way, and I just couldn't control it back then, you know. Like, you have adrenaline rushing during practice, and it just blew up, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, I don't feel like I was the only one getting mistreated in that room. You know, I feel like everybody had like their own little things with the coaches. You know, the coach wasn't like the nicest guy ever, but.
So was it just the aggressive coaching strategy? Was it like the way he talked to you guys? Like, elaborate on that. Like, what was he doing in the
he was emotionless. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever met someone who just like has like a plain face.
My wrestling coach.
Yeah, just a plain face, man. He just didn't show any expressions, and when he did, he would just be like complete ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he just had his little favorites, and then even though I tried, like I still feel motivated because of that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just
he just wasn't like
just wasn't there. He was
supportive.
Let's put it this way: he had great coaching, like it's in like the techniques and like the knowledge he had. Man, he's really you know, smart about all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But the way he talked to us and like the way he had a relationship with us, is what it was. The relationship just wasn't there, man. You know, and now I look back at it, I'm like, wow, like it just wasn't there compared to what I have now with my coaches. Like, they're just completely different, you know.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that. Like, now compared to high school wrestling coaching, like, I can relate to that. My coaches weren't always super supportive, and I had the same coach, like straight face, cauliflower ears that were so bad he couldn't even hear you speak. So he was just one of those guys. I think it's really common in wrestling in general, because it's just a tough sport in general. So you have to kind of, you know, it's gritty. You have to
be numb to it.
Yeah, exactly. So I can understand that. And like you said in the beginning, you know, it's not fully the coach's fault. Like, I felt the same way you felt in high school when I was wrestling. I felt like my coaches weren't really attentive to me, and like I had potential, but they weren't. They had favorites, you know. They had other guys that were on the team that were maybe a little better than me, that they just focused more on. But at the end of the day, I also made shitty decisions, you know, stuff that I could have focused more. You know, I was in school, I was young, but I could have definitely, you know, cracked down a little bit more and focused myself into the sport. But what about your coaches now? You're training over at Midwest Training Center. Just, I know a lot of good guys over there. We got Justin Loveridge, Abel Hernandez. We were just talking about Kevin Corney. And so who are some of your coaches over there, and what's different? What's different with their stuff?
So the main coach, like, I've worked a lot with would be Coach Barry.
Okay. Cool.
He's probably my favorite coach out of the whole gym, you know. Like, I like everybody there, but I feel like I've had like a really good relationship with him. And he's the type that you just like instantly. His personality is great, you know, like his knowledge with fighting is really good. He's patient, and he knows how to coach. That's the main thing, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
that's huge.
Yeah, that's really important. He's just really supportive, you know. He's really supportive with everything. He understands. He you know, anything you want in a coach, that's who he is. You know what I mean? He's got it. Yeah.
What do you mean by like supportive? Like, what are some ways that he supports you that you feel are really instrumental in getting in the ring, actually fighting? You know, taking this step to get in and fight someone.
So he just gives me the knowledge, just in like, he just tells me, you know, you just gotta calm down. Everything happens for a reason. You know, like everybody loses. Like, he's just I don't even know, man. Like,
what did he tell you when you lost that first fight? Was he beating you up for it, or was
he gave me props, man? Yeah, they gave me props. They were like, look, I think you did amazing. But like I said, you know, the gas tank is what he said. You know, you gassed out. you were hesitant, but I mean, for how long you were training for, I feel like you performed very well. Those were some of his words he said.
That's awesome, man. That's some best support you can look for right there. It's
honestly,
just a pat on the back. I mean, of course, there's things to improve on. I feel like any good coach should elaborate on the things that you can improve on 100%. As an athlete. Yeah. But to just give you that praise a little bit too goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of coaches that would just be like, you could have done better, like
right.
Let's go back to the drawing board, But
he did say that, but he didn't say like in a bad way. Yeah. He said like you did good, but you could always do better.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the kind of motivation you need, right?
Exactly,
there.
That's what you need, man. He's just super supportive of everything. He understands.
Yeah.
He's been there before. You know what I mean? He was a fighter before he was a coach, so
Absolutely.
He understands everything. And
he knows what it's like.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you say you gassed out in that first match, that first fight.
I took that fight a week notice.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So I didn't really have. It was a week or like a week and a half notice, I believe.
Okay.
So I was ready with my skills and everything, but I just didn't have the conditioning that I wish that I could have worked on. But
what do you think gassed you the most? Was it the actual effort of fighting, or was it like the nerves? Like what was it? What really took that wind?
I feel like it was definitely like the adrenaline, I would say. Like just the rush. You're rushed. You're like, oh my god, like I'm getting hit, this and that. You know what I mean? But I feel like now that I've been there, I feel like I know how to control it now. You know what I mean? It's like I've been there before, so it's like I know what to expect out of this now.
100%.
Plus I've been training with some really good guys now. Then we go hard. You know what I mean? Like we get hit hard, and I get my ass whooped. I'm not gonna lie. I get my ass whooped with like the really good guys, but I take it. I take it, and that's the way you learn. You stay calm and composed, and I feel like I've grown a lot ever since. 6 months makes a big difference, especially when you train every single day. And the way that we train at MTC, like the way that everybody trains over at MTC makes a huge difference,
Absolutely, yeah. It's a team. I mean, it's a team effort. One guy starts to go down, it's the domino effect.
Yeah. Man, everybody supports each other,
that's
especially
awesome.
My best friend and training partner, Alex.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my guy,
Shout him
man.
out, Alex.
Hey, Alex. You're the man, bro.
So has he been training around the same time as you?
Yeah. We've actually, I first didn't like him at all. Like when I first met him, oh my god, I hated his guts.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
Just had a look on his face or what?
I don't even know what it was, to be honest. I just didn't like him. I used to spar him. I used to just hate the way he fought. Everything.
Interesting how that works.
But then a few weeks after, we became like best buddies,
Oh wow, that's nuts. So you're training with Alex. Who else is in there kicking your ass?
I used to train with my buddy Jacob, but he's not training as much anymore because he's in school. He's got like a lot of other stuff going on.
Gotcha.
School first, but
of course, yeah. School
100%. Yeah.
Any other big names you get in there with Justin at all?
I haven't really sparred with Justin as much.
He's more MMA anyway.
Yeah, he's more MMA. Yeah, we do get a few rounds every once in a while, but actually, my boxing coach, he hasn't been there for like a few days.
His name?
I just call him Coach.
Just boxing coach.
He's boxing coach.
He's just only been there for a few days?
His name is Abraham.
His
name is Abraham, but I just call him Coach.
Oh, okay.
His name is Abraham, and he's had like a really big impact in my skills, me being comfortable like getting hit and like going back and stuff, because we spar a lot. I'm talking about like we probably spar like 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
And that's including my friend Alex and including a bunch of the teammates,
Yeah, of course. Are any of these guys fighting on the card as well with you?
No, but my friend Alex had a fight. He was supposed to fight yesterday.
Oh,
but
really?
the guy, he was kind of scared and kind of pulled out. They pay for everything, for the blood work, for everything. But
it sucks when that happens, man. It's like you prepared this whole time to fight somebody, and they don't show up, man.
He was so ready too, man. He was so ready. I sparred with him and we were holding pads for him. He was like, bro, I'm ready for this guy. I was like, I'm gonna take his head off. He was saying.
And then to show up, it happened the day of, like when he got there, he backed out, or what?
No, it was actually during weigh-ins. So it was like right before weigh-ins. They got there and everything, and then he was gonna take some other guy, but then the other guy just got another fight, and So
well, you don't have to worry about that with Cole, because he's gonna show up. He's ready to fight, man.
Let's do it. Yeah,
he's ready to fight. We had him on here last weekend, and he's excited. He's excited to showcase his skills. That's really what it's about for him. And what's it about for you? What do you have to prove? Like, what are you doing this for?
Man, I just really want to go far with this whole fighting thing. I feel like I have a big future in this. Cool. I have the confidence. I have the motivation. I have the dedication. That's the main thing. I have the dedication for this, you know, and just loving something, you know. If you love something, it's really easy to get good at it.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
You know what I mean?
You commit to it. You do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you love something, you're just like always thinking about it, and that's what it is for me, man. I'm just always thinking about it, always thinking of, oh, what am I gonna hit next? Oh, who am I gonna watch on YouTube to learn something? You know, it's always like that for me.
What's your biggest inspiration when it comes to Muay Thai? Do you have like any?
Oh, okay, so I don't watch a lot of like Muay Thai fights like that, but I watch like UFC.
Yeah.
So for me, like the main guys that like I really like look up to is Israel Adesanya.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Style
an interesting
bender,
one, man.
You know, and I do watch his Muay Thai fights. You know, his Glory. What are they called?
Glory Kickboxing.
The Glory Kickboxing.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of his fights. I also like TJ Dillashaw a lot.
Oh yeah, he's a savage.
His footwork, man. I like to look at his footwork, just the style, the way he moves. You know.
You ever follow his training regimen?
Yeah.
It's fucking savage.
I followed a few of his like ab workouts and like a few of his like conditioning stuff. But mostly I just like to watch the way he fights, you know, like his technique and all that stuff. You know, like Bang Muay Thai. They have some good stuff on there.
Yeah, he's a savage when he gets in that octagon.
Oh, yeah.
And his training, that's the thing that sets him apart more than anything, is the way he trains. Like, his body is locked down. Like, everything he puts inside his body is, like, on schedule.
Yep.
It's on a fucking list. Like, you got to make sure everything is right. He's working with one of the best trainers, nutritionists, like, this one guy. I was just listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, or the Fight Companion podcast with him on there.
Yeah.
And he was telling Joe Rogan just about all the stuff he's doing. It was just like, wow, this guy literally just eats, sleeps, breathes,
crazy
fighting. Like, that's it, you know. So what are you doing to prepare? How are you getting ready? What's your regimen like?
So nothing's changed, you know.
Since the loss, nothing has changed, or?
Well, it's in like my training regimen. I feel like the only thing that's changed was the way I spar now.
Okay.
So the way I spar now is, you know, it kind of sounds wrong, but like you gotta have this mentality when you go in there, because like you can't go easy on your opponent when it's, you know, time to fight. So I just think about when I go to spar, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna try to give him all I got. You know what I mean? Like, I think of it as a fight. Yeah. Every time I go spar, you know, it kind of sounds like a douche move, but like I think of it as like, all right, I'm gonna go in there and like make sure I hurt him, but like not in like a way that I would like end his career or like whatever, but you know what I mean, right?
You want
like
to take his head off.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Going for those power punches, heavy kicks, just like giving it all. Just like it's the real fight, essentially.
Just putting my head into it, you know what I mean? Just really being smart about it, especially.
Absolutely.
Also my conditioning, you know, my conditioning is definitely being a big change. I've been doing a lot of conditioning lately. A lot of technique, a lot more technique.
What kind of conditioning are you got
I just run.
Yeah?
Run. I do fast-paced rounds.
Okay.
So like where we just keep going at it, you know, like right away, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, fast-paced rounds, like just one after the next.
Right after the other.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Man, just literally just anything that I can to get my heart rate up there, and then you know, get what I want out of it, you know, especially with pads. Sometimes we hold pads nonstop, just keep hitting lots of kicks, because, you know, kicks, you know, take a lot of, that's really key, man, because
they're powerful. They're very powerful. And
it takes the wind out of you, you know what I mean?
And that's what wins a match. I mean, you want to be powerful. Like, you can throw a kick, and if it doesn't affect the fighter in a significant way, you don't get points for it. So you got to really put power behind it to make him step back and you know, eat that kick.
And it's a really good way to condition yourself too. I mean, like, you throw 10 kicks in a row, 50 kicks in a row hard, you're gonna be gassed, you know. So that's the main thing. And you're gonna feel that in
your shins too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it's good though, because again, you're gonna kick another human being. Their shins are just as hard as yours. Their hips, their body, you know. So you gotta get to that point.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta numb the shins a little bit.
Yeah, but lots of running, like I said. Weightlifting. Okay. I try to weightlift.
Now, weightlifting doesn't really have a significant impact on your conditioning necessarily.
Not really, but I feel like it definitely. For the strength, you know, like the strength, and like just condition your muscles to, you know, be able to work overtime. You know what I mean? That's the way I view it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I try to weightlift 3 times a week. Okay. Sometimes I only get 2, because my days off are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I just go in the morning, get a good lift, a good run, and then go to practice right after that. You know.
And then training Muay Thai.
Training Muay Thai.
How many days a week you in there?
I'm in there from Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And then Saturdays and Sundays, I just like
rest day.
Just rest day, or every once in a while I go on a run. You know, just to keep myself doing something. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to stay prepared, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome. It looks like
always.
you're doing the right things. You're on the right path. Okay, and you have something. You know, you're something to strive for here. You lost your first fight, so you got something to prove. Essentially.
Yeah, I
Would you
mean,
say that?
I don't want to see that 0-2, man. Let me tell you that. You know, like I hate losing, and I'm a really competitive person. You know, that
gotta be in this world, man. You gotta be competitive.
Yeah. That law is really like affecting like mentality. I was like, all right,
absolutely.
I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of losing, especially with something that I really like. That just killed me. So ever since, man, just putting in the work even harder.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. That's what you got to do, man. And 18 years old, you got nothing to lose, man. You're just fresh in this. You're in Marine Corps, right? You're in the Marine Corps?
No, I'm not.
No,
I was
I'm
thinking
sorry.
about it, but then I was like, do I really want to do that?
That'll get you shaped up.
It's a big commitment. It's a big commitment. Yeah.
No, but I understand completely. It is definitely a huge commitment, and it's it's scary. It's risky. It's a risky business, man.
Yeah, man. I don't want to die.
No, exactly. You got your life on the line here. But so we're happy to have you on the show, man. Really excited.
Man,
we're gonna wrap this up a little bit. We got limited time here, but I want to just ask you one last question about your opponent. Like, do you have anything to say to him as far as this fight coming up? Do you have any words for Cole?
Let's run it, man. You know, I'm excited. I really wanna prove myself. You know, you're a grown man. I'm basically a kid, so I want to see what's gonna happen. You know, it's gonna be a really interesting fight. So, let's see what you got, all right?
Yeah, nice. Love it. Yeah, you're 18. I think he's 33 or 34, so a huge age gap. But we're all excited to watch this thing. We're excited to see you guys dish it out, take each other's heads off. It's going to be a really fun fight, fun night in general. So we'll see you on March 23rd, Fight Night Fury.
Perfect.
We're really excited to have you there and everything, and share this podcast with people you know. This is an effort for us to try to get your name out there, let people know you're fighting March 23rd, get them hyped about it, get them excited. So feel free to share this podcast and let people know. They can come.
Important, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
you got the
important.
headphones, you got the mic. It's legit.
Hey.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. This is First Round Stoppage, brought to you by Daily Strike Media. We're really excited to watch Mauricio Perez go up against Cole Modjeski March 23rd at 155 pounds for a Muay Thai fight. Hopefully, we'll see you all there March 23rd, and everyone have a really good night. Thanks.
All right, see you guys.
Peace.